I had a great uncle named Thurman, and he had two friends also named Thurman. One time the three of them were riding somewhere together, and my uncle Thurman got pulled over, I guess, for driving a little too fast, and the officer, when he looked at his ID, asked the name of the second man in the car, and he said, "Well, my name is Thurman," and the officer said, "Well, I suppose," pointing to the third man, "your name's Thurman too." And he said, "Well, as a matter of fact, it is." So it was the case of the three Thurmans. Well, as funny as that is, we want to change gears to a little more serious vein and think about three people with the same name in the scriptures, three people named Mary. The Bible tells us that there were several women who were at the cross of Jesus. The Bible also tells us that the disciples of Jesus, the men, they forsook Jesus and fled away. And yet we read that at the cross of Jesus, there were women. In fact, Matthew and Mark's account tells us very specifically about three women who are around the cross of Jesus. With John's account in John chapter 19, he kind of supplements that a little bit and adds to us what appears to be the identity of even a fourth woman who was at the cross of Jesus. In fact, John 19 tells us in verse 25, "Now there stood by the cross of Jesus his mother, and his mother's sister, Mary, the wife of Clopas, and Mary Magdalene." And as we think about that, there's some debate sometimes. Is it three women? Is it four women? Is it even more than that? But it would appear when you take the accounts and you put them together that there's Jesus' mother, who obviously is named Mary, Mary's sister, who appears to be Salome, who's mentioned by Matthew, and then Mary, the wife of Clopas, and Mary Magdalene. At least three Marys stand at the cross of Jesus. They're there to comfort Mary, the mother of Jesus, obviously, but they're also there because they love Jesus and they hate what has happened to him. Their hearts are broken. And with the exception of John, who you read about in the next couple of verses, all the men, all the disciples of Jesus have run away and fled. At that bloody, horrible moment, who's there? The women. The heart, the compassion, the tenderness, and the love of women comes through even in the darkest, most horrible hour. And we thank God for the hearts of women. We thank God for the compassion of women. And we thank God that they are there even at the darkest moments to comfort and to bless.